Alright, hi everybody, back with a video just on matching up corresponding congruent pieces in congruent figures. So let's say we start with two triangles, so we'll call this guy ABC. And we'll call this guy DEF. Now, to be congruent means that two objects, two sides, two angles are exactly the same. Their physical makeup, their physical size, their angles, their lengths, everything about them is the same. So if we look at these two triangles, obviously forgiving the fact that I'm a terrible artist, we could tell that roughly these guys are supposed to be exactly the same. So what we would do, we would look to match up all the stuff that they have in common. So let's start with sides. So matching up sides, we're looking for the sides that have the same number of tick marks to prove their congruence. So if we look at this first triangle, we would say that AC is congruent to, now if we look at the other triangle, the other side that has the one tick mark would be DF. So we would say AC and DF are congruent, they match up. Alright, now continuing, if we take BC from the first triangle, BC has two tick marks, BC is going to match up with FE. Now FE, EF, doesn't matter the way you write it because it means exactly the same thing. It's just our symmetric property that allows us to flip it around. And then lastly we have AB matching up with DE. So AB and DE are congruent. We can do the same thing with the angles. So we can match up corresponding congruent angles. So starting with the right angles, we got angle B and angle E are congruent. We have angle A and angle D are congruent. And we have angle C and angle F. Alright, so there's the matchup of the corresponding congruent sides and angles. So that's how we begin. Now, the last thing we would need to do to match things up would be to actually name the triangles. So we're assuming they're congruent, so we're pulling out the pieces that are the same. That's going to lead us to our conversation about triangle congruence rules. So what we'd want to do to finish this, we would want to name the triangles, and we would name the triangles so that the corresponding congruent pieces match up. All right, so we've got enough space to make this work. So to name the congruent triangles, we would start with the first triangle, and we would name it whatever we want using the three letters that are provided. So let's just make it easy. Let's call this first guy triangle ABC. Now ABC is going to be congruent to the other triangle, but we need to name the second triangle using the corresponding letters. So we said that A and D matched up, so for the second triangle we would need to start with the name with the letter D. Then we used B. So to name the second triangle, we would need to follow what B matches up with. So we said AB, so for this one we would say DE. And then obviously lastly we finished with C, so we would finish with F. So ABC, DEF, those would be the names for the triangles. So I hope this video helps you. Take a look, let me know if you have any further questions, and I'll see you in class.